Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Jayde Riviere about Tokyo 2020. She, of course, captured the gold medal with Canada's women's national soccer team, and it's very exciting. We have her on the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, I know there's a lot. There was a lot to dissect and everything. I mean, you're back home now. Has it hit you yet? Like, how's it been these last couple of days?
Yeah, I don't think it's actually hit me that I'm holding a gold medal, but it's definitely hit me when I came back. I saw a lot of family and I saw a whole bunch of neighbors were kind of outside of my house.
Mhm.
So it made it seem like real that, we came back with a gold medal, and the amount of praise that I've gotten from a lot of people and a lot of support, I think, has kind of really helped make it feel real.
So your first Olympics,
Yes.
and you're 1 for gold.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
It's incredible. I mean, it goes without saying with you guys, like your team watching the penalty kicks, but
Right.
for me, it was kind of it was kind of tough watching that game. You know what I mean? The heart
Right.
palpitations. I mean,
I know.
was that like? I mean, you've been playing soccer for a good amount of time, so you know about the penalty kicks and everything, but it
Yeah.
doesn't get easier ever, right? Like watching kick by kick.
No, I can actually say it's the most stressful moment of my life, honestly, being like on the field and
Yeah,
actually
because you
like
were on
in
the
the
pitch, you got
line.
subbed in.
Yeah, it seemed to be like a common theme that every time we seemed like we're going to penalties, I was getting subbed in. I'm like, okay, well, that means I might have to take one like every time. So, but no, it's definitely a different feeling when you're actually lined up and you're, holding each other, and, your, I guess, destiny, if you will, is in the hands of someone else. And
Yeah.
I think for us, what helped was that we took penalties like every day after training, so it didn't feel
Yes.
like nothing new to us, and I think that really helped prepare us. And obviously, Steph is like a beast in net, so her coming up
Unbelievable.
with some amazing saves definitely just helped.
Was the lineup, because obviously when you go to sudden death, that's different, right? You can't really plan, but was
Right.
it predetermined who were going to take the penalty kicks? Were there discussions? Like, would there be a possibility of, like, if it went down the wire, like, were you preparing for possibly taking a kick? Like, what was that like for you?
Yeah, so if you're on the field, you're gonna take a kick.
Yeah.
We usually try, because you don't have a lot of time in between, the last couple of minutes between the transition. So our coach, our set play coach, comes over and he tells us individually what our numbers are going to be, and then he reiterates it back to the team, so everyone's on the same page. And I guess, um, yeah, you kind of just keep track of who's going up next. And for me, I'm kind of around 7, 8 who takes it, so I'm kind of like hoping that it doesn't get past 5 usually, but on a rare occasion, like the Sweden game, it happens. So you got to be prepared either way.
With Grosso, it was interesting because, and I wonder what your perspective was, because you're all watching very closely, you see it, right?
Right.
And it, there was she didn't waste time. Like, she took a breath and just
No.
shot it. And it kind of caught us
Yeah.
all off guard. Then it went in and it's like, oh, they won. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what was that like? I
Yeah.
mean, because, a lot of people, they're thinking the whistle goes. They might not go like right away after the whistle, right? They're like
Right.
preparing, but she did not waste time.
No, yeah, everyone has their own strategy when it comes to it. Some people, right when the whistle goes, they just walk up and take the kick. Some people, like myself, have kind of like a setup. Like, I place the ball down, maybe fix my socks, and then take a couple of steps back, and then like a couple of deep breaths before I take it.
Hmm.
So everyone has their process, and I think that's also what helped, is that because we practice penalties quite often, everyone knew their process like the back of their hand. So it helped when it actually came to having to do it.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. You talked about Steph. I mean, I just want to know Christine Sinclair. I mean, a legend for the sport.
Mhm.
When I was very young, I was watching her like compete. What was it like sharing a gold medal with Christine Sinclair, Jade?
The medal, it felt It definitely felt like it was meant for her
Yeah.
because, I feel like there's so many times that she has saved our team and has brought our team to just new levels and undiscovered soccer in different ways. I think it was about time that we could do something for her, and I think that that shows.
Hmm.
And being able to share it with her, I mean, like you said, when I was young, I was watching her on TV not so long ago either, and then I became her teammate. So I think that that transition is really cool to be a part of, and just to be a part of her journey, honestly, and share moments with her
Hmm.
personally is just it just sums everything up.
Whether it was Bev Priestman, whether it was Christine, whether someone, was there something someone said to you at the Olympic Games that was kind of a little bit of like, because like the team had a plan and the team was in sync throughout the tournament. It was going down the wire, but
Right.
you all like looked in sync and you were all on the same page. One could make an argument, right? Was there a moment where it sunk in, like, yeah, we got this? Like, did someone say anything, or was there a moment, where you're all talking? Like, do you know what I mean? Was there like a moment where you're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, I think from the start we all kind of knew we had it. I think there was a couple of moments of just real like kind of goosebump moments that we had as a team. For me personally, something that Sinky told me was just that it was just another game.
yeah,
Even though to me it wasn't, I was like very nervous, but she, obviously was just trying to, show her experience, and I think that that helped. That every time we play, we have before we cheer and go off, we have a pep talk by Steph, and every single pep talk that she has told us, it just like speaks to you. I think that's the defining moment, and you need that moment because it's right before you're about to disperse and go, start a match, and she just knows what to say in the exact moment. So I think the confidence, the energy, it always comes from her, and then it just reciprocates throughout the whole entire team.
absolutely. An incredible moment for Canada. Canada, a incredible moment for Canada's soccer, Canada's women's national
Hmm.
team soccer. For
Yeah.
women's sports, this is just amazing, but more specifically, this is incredible for the future of women's sports. A lot of
Right.
players that are up and coming are watching this game and
Yeah.
are just inspired and kind of taking it in and say that they could be there for a next upcoming Olympics and capture gold as Canada. How
Hmm.
important was that as well afterwards, thinking about all that, how huge this is for the future of women's sports, Jade?
Yeah, I didn't realize how big it was until I realized how many people actually watched our game. Like
4.4 million.
4.4 million people
It's
tuned in at whatever time, wherever country they're from, and watched Canada play in a final. I think that speaks for itself about the impacts that it has. And whether they were majority were female or majority were male, it just speaks volumes about what Canada is. And
Yep.
I know the start of the tournament there was a lot of talk about, Canada is not favored to win in certain games, but I think that just defines the odds. And obviously, when an underdog team um, comes in and makes big moves, everyone is all tuned into it. So the fact that we won gold, I mean, I think no one can shy away from our team anymore. No one can really say, Canada soccer is just Canada soccer. It's Canada soccer won a gold medal, an Olympic gold medal. So, yeah,
It's yeah, no,
huge.
it's monumental. It's massive. You know, it is still a global pandemic. There's a lot of protocols in place.
Mhm.
When you all got to Tokyo, you know, obviously it wasn't a distraction because you won the gold medal, but
Mhm.
people were talking about the fact that the landscape is so never before seen with the pandemic. If it would,
Right.
affect performances or anything. Were you
Mhm.
thinking about that at all when you were getting over there, or did you just get in the zone right away?
No, I wasn't thinking about it. Just cause I it sucked that there weren't fans there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But for me personally, and for anyone on the team really or plays at a national level, we're kind of trained to be able to block out, fans outside factors that are other than our team.
Mhm.
So I didn't really go into the games kind of thinking like, oh, it's so quiet or anything like
Mhm.
that. I kind of went into the game with the same kind of routine that I normally do. Like when the whistle goes, like everything's just silenced other
Mhm.
than the ball.
Yeah.
So yeah, that it wasn't a big thing, but obviously, fans are a huge, huge, huge supporter
Oh,
and this huge
absolutely.
base for us. So the fact that people tuned in and watched at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., like it's just unreal that we have that much support back home.
Yeah. I mean, yourself and other players on the team are seen as the future of women's soccer in Canada. You win a gold medal your first Olympic Games, and obviously you're taking some time to soak it all in right now. But does it also hit you with that motivation of, all right, Paris, let's get another one? Like, I'm sure that comes to mind because you're competitors.
Mhm.
Like, come on.
Yeah, that's definitely I mean, yeah, Paris is the next step.
Mhm.
I like to, focus on the now obviously, but
Mhm.
it is quite in the near future. I think there was like a defining moment after the game that, more of the youth players like myself, Jordan, Haidama, Julia Grosso, Deanne Rose, we kind of came together and said like this might be the moment where we really need to step up. Like, I know there's a lot of talk about if people are going to retire and all this, and regardless if they do or not, I think because we are the youth, we're examples to younger girls to show that you can make your dreams like a reality. So I think that was a defining moment for us that we really put a mark on the youth and made a decision to the world to see that age doesn't matter. Like you can be 18, you can be 20, you can be 23, and you can win a gold medal. So
Well, how old is Julia?
Julia's 20, turning 21 in
And
a couple of months,
she's
and Jordan and I
20.
are 20.
Yeah, and the game winner of the shootout for gold medal.
Right. Exactly.
Youth movement.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
um, two questions before we wrap up, more on the lighter, funner side. Obviously, music's a huge component to our everyday lives. What was
Right.
some music that you or your teammates were listening to, and what was kind of the songs that were getting you through Tokyo 2020?
Um, Steph is normally in charge of our pre-game music, so it's got quite a good variety in it. Me personally, I have to listen to music before a game, and I have to listen to soca music, which is
Mhm.
like Caribbean music.
Yep.
It's just really fun and light, and I think that it brings a great energy, and that's what I want when I go
Mhm.
into the game. So, obviously, if you want to play well, you want to listen to music that's gonna, bring you up, give you energy. But yeah, we have a whole bunch of playlists just full of different genres that we have because everyone likes their country here and there and other people don't, and people like their rap and stuff like that. So yeah, we get everyone pumped up, but we're just a very energetic team to begin with. So like music or no music, we're definitely celebrating
A
in the
hundred
locker
percent.
rooms.
And very quickly for you specifically, for Jayde Riviere, what has been the coolest social media shout out or interaction post Tokyo 2020? Like, has anyone like tagged you anything or messaged you that you're like, oh my God?
Yeah, the biggest one for all of us was Ryan Reynolds. He showed us out, and I remember I was in a room with I believe like Kaylin, Nichelle, Evelyn,
Mhm.
Jordan, and a couple of others, and one of them just said, "Ryan Reynolds just shouted us out," and we're like, "Did he shout us all out?" And then people started messaging him because on Instagram like it will show like if you wanted to repost it,
Yeah.
and then he started replying to people and we're like, there's no way this is Ryan Reynolds. And then he started replying to more people. Then I got a message and he said my name and I just started screaming because I'm like, the Deadpool, which is like one of my favorite movies, literally just commented, and we're just like, we were excited, we were ecstatic, we were making jokes like, should we message him back and be like, can we borrow your Deadpool suit? But we didn't want to look corny. But yeah, that was like the most amazing thing ever, just because it's literally the Deadpool. And yeah, we were freaking out. So that was probably the best shout out that we've gotten.
Amazing. Jade, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on Popternative.
Yeah, of course.
And congratulations on the gold medal.
Thank you.
You don't
so
have it
much. I
handy
appreciate
with
it.
you, eh?
I do have it handy if you want to see it.
Yes, that would be
Yes.
great.
I can get it right for you.
So was the first like 15, 20 minutes of like coming back home just staring at it? Like has that happened yet?
It didn't leave my neck, to be honest with you. But this
There
is
it
the gold
is.
medal right
Wow.
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's huge. Like that's all you can
It's
say.
huge. And you wouldn't believe how actually heavy it is.
The
around
moment,
your
yeah, no,
neck.
I'll say the moment is huge and everything, but yeah, it's also pretty
It's pretty big itself. Yeah.
absolutely. And where you talked about social media, where can people follow you on social media to keep up to date with everything?
Right. You can follow me on Instagram. It's just Jayde Riviere, and same thing with Twitter. It's the exact same. That's the only two, Instagram and Twitter, that I normally use.
Perfect. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Jayde Riviere from Canada's women's national team in soccer, gold medal champs in the Olympics, and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.